As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Good evening, professional colleagues, friends of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, our students, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first apologize for starting a few minutes behind schedule, trying to put some things together. You know, it's our usual tradition that we kickstart the program on the dot of 6. And on this note, I want to welcome you to another insightful, educative time on ICAN on Air this day, Tuesday, the 7th day of the month of March. And I want to tell you that our topic today is what is germane, knowing fully well the role that digitalization is playing in our business. And we are considering exploring the benefit of ERP implementation for modern business. And to do justice to this, we have an erudite scholar who is versed in this implementation of ERP for modern business, no other person than Bamidele Fatunde. Bamidele Fatunde is a partner channel manager at the Robo Business Solutions and Technology Limited with over 6 years of experience helping businesses across the verticals remove the complexity of ICT services through innovative solutions. As partner channel manager, Bamidele that has experience to build and maintain strong relationships with partners and play a critical role in providing ongoing support and resources to help partners achieving their goal, such as training, marketing material, technical assistance to drive mutual benefit system. Like I said, ERP is fundamental to the success of a modern business, and we will be talking basically on that with our guest, Bamidele Fatunde. But like I said, every Tuesday and Thursday, this is a good platform for you to bring your services, your goods and services, so that we can promote it, because we have a global viewers who are actually viewing this program. Because of want of time, let me quickly go on a very short break. When I'll be coming in, I'll come in with our guest for us to do justice to the topic of today. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Like I promised you, that when I'll be coming in, I will come in with our guest for today, Bamidele Fatune. Bamidele, good evening and welcome to ICAN on Air this evening.
Good evening. It's good to have you here to have me on your platform today. I'm grateful for this platform.
Thank you very much. And let me especially welcome all our viewers that are globally connected outside the country, those that are connecting from the northern part of the country, the southern part of the country, the eastern part, and the western part where we are hosting this program. It's a great pleasure to have you. And like I said at the intro, we'll be talking on the topic exploring the benefit of ERP implementation for modern business. And permit me to start this way. We all know that the business world this day is experiencing the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, what we call VUCA. Organizations are continuously investing and involving systems that will keep them in profitable businesses. Guesting you today, Baba, today, it's a great pleasure for our global viewer to gain from your word of experience. And let me start this way with this question. What is enterprise resource planning? That is ERP. And please give us an overview of a ERP tech solution.
Yes, I would say thank you very much once again for having me on this platform. It's a great pleasure to be here. But I'll quickly start by saying that ERP in itself, it's what you and I know, enterprise resource planning, and it is specifically to manage business processes and ensure that the processes, as far as organizations are concerned, are well optimized, are well organized, are well the processes are well, um, aligned and streamlined, to achieve business objectives. And I will simply start by, giving us a background, like you have rightly requested me to do justice to this. ERP, the name ERP actually um, came into existence in 90s, especially when um, when businesses started trying to, take advantage of digital technology. And this dates back to 90s with Gartner's group. They actually came up with the word ERP. But prior to then, and I think it existed around 1960s or thereabouts 70s. But then it used to be called MRP meaning Material Requirement Planning. So that was what actually gave birth to. And then it was, as the word implies now, enterprise. What we used to have then is it's used by enterprise businesses, specifically like enterprise businesses, and they believe that because they are enterprise businesses, so they have complex structure, complex system, so they need to look for a way to harness this enterprise, their enterprise to make sure that they have insight into what people are doing. But interestingly, the the it has now there has been a lot of evolution that has come to it in the 20s. The enterprise that we have now is common within small businesses. And that's the reason why right now, when you see small business owners, we encourage them to adopt it because that's the only way you can have insights into the system. That's the only way we can optimize your process. So when it comes to the 20s, just like we have, that's when we now see it as something that small business owners are now using. It is not just for enterprise as it connotes. It's definitely for businesses across various sectors. And one thing is common about ERP. It must, for it to be ERP, it must be cloud based. It must be it must be um, it must be accessible anywhere. It must be dynamic, and at the same time, it must ensure that it captures all the processes of business, from financials to HR to manufacturing to accounting and your financials to sales to purchasing and everything. So this is what an ERP does. An ERP is not one that just manages an inventory like it used to be then when it was
Mm, mm,
invented.
mm,
It's then when it was actually for inventory, managing inventory, which is what we have with some unique smaller ERP. But when it comes to an ERP, it encompasses all of this processing, and it must be accessible. One or another important thing is that it must be able to give you reports of all your businesses, of all your business, how your business is faring, from financial reports to service reports to manufacturing reports and all of that. It must be able to provide all of this information so as to enhance business decision making and quick, you know, quick business management and decision as well.
Yeah, Bamidele, that's a brilliant way to start the show. Giving us insight into what ERP is all about. You went into how it started from the material resource planning then, where it's specifically meant for inventory. And these days, you made us to understand that the ERP must have, processing that cut across every segment of the business, from the human resource capital to the operation to the finance. And I highlighted also that it must be cloud based and have a reporting format. A very brilliant way to start. But let me pick this question that why do businesses require ERP? In other words, run us through the benefit of deploying this ERP system or tools. What are the benefits?
Yes, specifically, like I actually said earlier, people actually feel they have duplicate way of managing businesses. They have duplicate way of they duplicate their processes, they duplicate their reporting, they duplicate almost everything. Somebody who is a financial accountant, for instance, you expect the person to have a singular source of truth into into giving better insight as to how a finance of a business is running. Interestingly, I don't know that business in this world that doesn't require a good financial health to succeed. It is very important, and that's the role of accountants, which this platform I have now. It is very important for you to have a better insight into the financial health of a business. It's very important for you to have a very good insight into where your cash flow is coming in from, especially when it comes to areas of your business. It is very important. So these are some of the things that ERP helps you to do. ERP helps you to streamline your processes. It helps you to improve, processes. It helps you to enhance your reporting. For instance, if an MD of a business is trying to know which area of the business is really giving that return more. It's just a click away for you to ask whoever is managing that department, probably a salesperson, a sales manager, to just go into an ERP and go within particular year and say, okay, from probably like from January to December, let's see which area has been given. For instance, you can even decide to say, okay, let us see the kind of customers that are really the high paying customer. ERP helps you to know, to have insight into some of this. Apart from other features that it has that it can help you to do, it helps you to manage your customer data. For instance, you have bottlenecks of the kind of customers you offer. It gives you insight into all of this. It helps you with your reporting, like I said earlier. It also helps you to have a very good a source of truth when it comes to your business. You have you don't have duplicate means of getting information when it comes to the health of the business, when it comes to making decision at the end of the day as to what is really working, where do we need to make improvement. So all of these and many more are some of the things that ERP helps you to you know to do, or gives you as an edge to your competitor when it comes to adopting one.
That is great, Bamidele. Talking about the benefit, why businesses require this ERP. You've been able to bring to the bear for our audience that it avoids duplication of work or effort by people, so we can pinpoint what each individual will do, streamline the processes. And again, when it comes to reporting, is swift to quickly attend to. You can, on the dot of a button, You have the report that is expected, data management for you to swiftly respond to this, and it's a swift decision reporting. And I want to believe that our guests that are globally connected all over the world. I've seen the people from Gombe, people from Bauchi, from the eastern part, Enugu, Ebonyi, even from my western part here, Lagos, Ota. All of them are connected. And in no distance time, I'll be opening the window for you to bring in your questions. Even the people from the ancient city of Ibadan, they are out there too, listening. Gombe and Kano, I recognize you all. So let me proceed before I open the slot for our members to ask their question. Bamidele, I want you to take us to the classroom. This ERP we're talking about, can you share with us what a typical ERP software system, what it looks like, how does it work?
Thank you very much for that question. Like I said, I think I made mention earlier that the concept of ERP, the origin of ERP itself, the evolution itself is to manage inventory. It was strictly conceived by a manufacturing company to manage inventory and control the stock and all of that. But right now, it's the world has evolved, and as you know, technology is dynamic, just as the world of business and all that. So when it comes to ERP, right now, the most important thing that you look out for when you are trying to and, when you're looking out for ERP is first, it must be able to an ERP should be able to capture your customer your customer data. It must be able to tell you that okay, these are the numbers of my customer data. These are the numbers of people that I have that are actively supporting this business. That you can as well know their data and follow up with them, reach out to them. Another thing that is also very important that is key when you're looking out for an ERP is that it must be able to give you the financial health of your business. Are you talking about equity? Are you talking about anything? I'm talking to an accountant here, so I can't go deeply into accounts. But everything that has to do with your financial accounts is very important from your chart of
Chart of
accounts,
account.
to general ledger to all of this process. It must capture
Mm,
that. To reporting, it must capture that. To manufacturing, it must capture that. To professional services, because it is possible for you to be into manufacturing and you still offer services, especially when
mm,
it comes to trying to maybe offer repair services to, say, for instance, a business that manufactures a TV set, it can still offer services as to repairing it. So it must also capture professional services as to whatever you do. Beyond that, it must be able to undo your HR, your human resource management.
mm,
It must be able to do this. The next one is a better ERP should also be able to manage your payroll. For instance, you have businesses, you have staff that you have to pay. You won't imagine going to to banks all the time to make payments to staff to pay salary. And we all know, like you actually asked the first question, the volatility and all of that in our society right now.
yeah.
You need you need to optimize the whole process. You need to make the whole process seamless. You need to make your staff happy, even when they are working from home. You need to ensure that they get paid. During the last election, we all know what people face when it comes to crisis and all of that. A lot of people, some are even having headache as to withdrawing money or paying staff money. But when you are using ERP helps you to remove things like this when you take that into cognizance when you are making that choice. So an ERP should be able to help you to ensure that you make payment, you make transfer. I know a lot of ERP there. Some people don't even know that you can make payment, staff payment, and you can ensure that you disburse expenses, you make vendor payments. You should be able to catch all of this when it comes to a very robust ERP. And yes, implementing ERP can be expensive, but you have a very cost-effective one. We have some cost-effective one out there, and that are even well customized to the process of your business. So all of these things are very important when you are considering ERP and when you are trying to make a decision in going for one. And apart I'll just stop there so as to
Oh, that
manage.
is nice, and I think you've been able to draw us into certain components of ERP, talking about the finance, the human capital management, the payroll, also disbursement when it comes to vendors, making life very easy and easy always. Let me ask this question before I open the platform for our audience to bring in their question. Can you please share with us if there are differences between ERP, that is Enterprise Resource Planning, and CRM when we talk about the customer relationship management? Is there any differences between them or they are the same?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I saw a comment there that actually elaborated more. I like that. So first
Bamidele, can
is
you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, very well. Flow on.
Okay, yeah. So I was actually
I
reacting
can
to
hear
a
you very
comment
well.
that
Flow on.
I love the comment that I saw elaborating more. So when it comes to CRM and ERP, they are totally different. And I will just be very brief on
Okay.
this. ERP manages processes, business processes, ensures that you have team collaboration when it comes to working, when it comes to business operations. Like I said earlier, it manages your stock, it manages your inventory, it manages your manufacturing. It's so all encompassing. That's why you call it all in one. That's the word we mostly use when it comes to marketing it. It's all in one. CRM
Hmm.
only manages your customer. It ensures that you have a better interaction interface with customers, managing their database. Are you looking at sending emails to them and sharing um maybe you want to just exchange conversation, what is their birthday and all of that. That is what
Hmm.
CRM does. It just manages customer relationship, as the name implies. But ERP actually does more than that. It's all encompassing. It is even possible for you to have some sort of ERM in CRM in ERP. That's an interesting thing. You can have CRM in
Hmm.
ERP. Interestingly, so
Hmm.
it's a totally different one. So CRM is restricted to just customer relationship and managing them, relating with them, ensuring that you follow up, you close, communicate with customers. But ERP is a tool that helps you to do the whole business when it
Hmm.
comes to all of the processes I have highlighted. It helps you to achieve
Hmm.
all of the whole processes, ensure enhance team collaboration, reduce operational costs or operating costs, ensures that you drive value and have a better insight into what the business is, doing.
Hmm. That's a brilliant one, Bamidele, giving us the distinction between the ERP and the CRM. Let me once again especially recognize all our viewers that are connected across the globe, both professional accountants and friends of accountants. You've been here this evening and I've been guesting Bamidele Fatunde, and we've been doing justice to the topic exploring the benefit of ERP implementation for modern businesses. And I can tell you, Bamidele has been doing justice today. So I'll be opening the platform now for questions before I proceed. If you have your question, drop it in the chat box as usual. I recognize you all the way from the western part, the northern part, the eastern part, the south. All of you are specially recognized. But the platform is open now for question. But I will take this, Bamidele, before I welcome the question from our guest. Thank you very much. Triple A, all the way from the city, Abuja. Thank you for always being there. And let me proceed with this, Bamidele, before I welcome
Yes,
the
ma'am.
question of our viewers. Let me say that in practical terms, can you run us through an ERP system, its implementation, how it will improve or boost cost savings? You know, a practical one. We don't mind, we are not promoting anyone here, but maybe there's a particular ERP system you are familiar with. You can run us through, bring us some models. Let's have the practical feel of an ERP. Let my audience just have a feel of it.
So I would like you actually said, ERP. I've given a better background, a bit of a background and insight into what it is and all of that. But I just have to be clear on this. When it comes to ERP, like I said, you have to be very, very careful with your choice of partner that you are working with when it comes to making that choice of ERP. It is very, very important. And when you're also doing that, it is also important that you understand, you know, your processes. What are your processes and what are the requirements you would like an ERP to have? Basically, running you through the process, I will just do what you will almost find in almost every ERP because I'm not going to be specific, even though that is where I play, that is where I'm from. I will just be,
Hmm.
generic. An ERP first should have a business operation model. It is very, very
Okay.
important. The operation model. The operation models now has to do with what your operations are like. You can decide to say, okay, I am a retail business. What is important to me as far as my operation is concerned is first, I need to see the retail. I need to see the sales. I need to see my cost of sales. I need to see, I'm on a model right now. I need to see my cost of sales. I need to see, um, I need to see my sales. I need to see my invoice. I need to see my, what's it called? I need to see my invoice and I need to see quotes. I need to raise quotes. All of these processes are involved, and that is where you also have raw material. When you are into manufacturing, you have raw material, you have converted stock, you have finished goods, you have and so on and so forth. All in these operations. You can now imagine if you are into professional services, then you have to have you know, your service category. You have to have your service category. You have to have your services itself. You have to distinguish each services that you are offering. And if you are into production that you manufacture goods, you have to have your each of the product. As soon as you are done with it, you have to have it and ensure that you have product category. You categorize it, and all of these are all integrated into vendor and everything because now you have to have an accounting module. An accounting module just speak to every area that I have spoken about the chart of accounts like I spoke earlier, your chart of accounts from there, then you go to your journal, you go to your settlement, you go to your settlement invoice, you go to your general ledger, you go to your trial balance, you go to all of these things, you go to your payroll because like I said earlier, what is very, very important in any business is the financial health of that business. The moment there is no account, the moment you cannot account for the financials of any business, the business dies. So what ERP helps you to do is all of these business operations, your payroll, your HR, everything, whatever they are doing flows into the accounting. That is why the account, like I said, is very, very key. It's very important when you are, making that choice. An ERP that does not have that accounting module, an ERP that cannot give you a better insight into your accounting reportage that you have to do a report of an account that you cannot do within a click and give to business leaders to see how it is doing, how everything is going. Forget it. That is not working. I notice that small businesses in Nigeria, most of the things they do, they make use of different applications, different software. They duplicate all of these things. They still use their Excel. Yes, Excel is the basic knowledge that accountants. It's been there and it will remain. But the most important thing is when you are looking at a fast-paced world like our world of business, a fast-paced world where you have to add value, you need to think of how to, follow the trend. You need to think of how to evolve. Like we say, learn, unlearn, and relearn. It is important, and that is how ERP helps you to automate all of these things. You don't have to be looking for duplicates, all sort of Excel that you have done within a click. You can decide to say, okay, within so time, when did you make this disbursement? How much did you pay last year? As an accountant, we get all of that when it comes to expenses, when it comes to leave bonus, everything that has been raised within the business. So it is important that we understand this. Going from there, a very good ERP should have human resource management, where you ensure that you capture everything that has to do with your employee data, employee appraiser, employee 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 appraiser, employee employee anything that has to do with all the HR
The
processes,
employee.
the Company policies, it must capture company policies because organizations have policies that employee must, abide to, that you must, subscribe to, whether you like it or not. So far, you are an ambassador of that company. So it must capture all of this. Now, go into the aspect of um, the reporting aspect. A better ERP should capture all your reporting of all of these things. Like I said, just like everything you do flows into your the financials of the company, a better ERP should also have a reporting module. That reporting module now captures every business activities from operations to human resource to sales to settlement to invoice to everything. It must give you insight into this. A business, the management or the MD can decide to say, please, we need a report on our customers. Who is the best customer that we have been? It helps you to even compensate customers and say, okay, at the end of the year, these are the customers we are focusing on to give them, maybe gift or something. It helps all of that. You can start to say, okay, what is the health of our business? Where do we think we need to improve? Accountants, please come. Accountants just need to go there, just click a few buttons, and you get the result out based on a particular year that they have requested. Then you get the information out. You don't have to go back to the normal Excel, even though some are accustomed with the Excel. But when you have a ERP that works well and helps you to achieve some of these things, you are good. And that is
Hmm.
those are the few ones. And don't forget that I said that it is
Very
important.
brilliant one, Bamidele, talking of the different model. But before I welcome a question from one of our viewers, let me ask, is there a place for the HSC, that is the health safety stuff for organization in the ERP process?
Yes, like I actually said earlier, one thing that is very, very important, one thing that is very, very important is your requirements when you are trying to start. You have to understand your requirements. What do you need? What do you want your ERP to have? In some of these ERP, it is possible for you to say, okay, I want this to be there. Do you understand? There is no a totally one size fits all ERP. A
Okay.
client can decide to say, I want this to be there. Then it is now for me or for the team as a business to sit with you and say, we are supporting you based on what you have required. Then we implement. So that is how it works. Nobody will tell you that, oh, this is not possible when it comes to ERP. It is
Okay.
possible, especially when you get your requirements right, when you know what you want to achieve with your ERP, then the client or the partner you are working with can just ensure that you achieve this. So it is
So
possible.
it's very much possible, and what you are saying is to have good foundation. So upon that, you will build that particular process upon. I have Fagbola Temitope all the way from Ibadan, and he's saying you should please explain the process of moving stock from surplus warehouse to deficit warehouse to optimize turnover time of turnover into cash management. I hope you understand the question.
Yeah, I'm trying to really get that very well. Anyway, I think he is actually looking at he is in the manufacturing sector, and like I said, it is very important to understand your ER. Like I have to be very, I will be. This is not me being biased, and I will be honest here. One thing that I've noticed is that yes, the Western world, they have dominated the business for long. Sincerely, they've dominated it, and they only provided resources for you to learn and all of that, which is what some of us we actually did to understand what ERP is. But one thing that is very important is it's also good to appreciate our local ones too and support our local ones because our local ones are on ground to even support you with better training and all of that. For instance, now what he wants to achieve on that, as far as that question is concerned, it is even possible that there is stock management on the ERP and it cannot achieve that. When there is you have a you have a business operation module and you have manufacturing there and you have stock management feature there that you are supposed to use. If you cannot achieve that, you won't use it to achieve anything. So the most important thing is for you to let me know that as a business owner, you want this thing to be possible. Then we will get it fixed. It will be there. So what I think is, if if it can't be achieved on that platform, then it's as good as the process is not there. ERP, I want to state this now. ERP should be a very easy to use solution. It is
Mm,
more or
mm,
less like a garbage in, garbage out. It is what you put there that
mm.
you will get. It
That
shouldn't be
you get.
it shouldn't be a process that you have to be reading all the time before you know it. It should just be a seamless
Mm,
process. So I just want to
mm.
believe that maybe what he wants to achieve with that is not on that platform that he is presently using.
Okay, that is well explained, and I want to believe that Fagbola has picked up on that. Let me ask this question, Bamidele. You are
Yes.
a Nigerian, a professional living in this country. How cost effective is ERP in terms of accessibility to Nigerian business environment? What will be your rating?
How cost effective can I?
Yeah, is it
I want
something
to
that an average person can just pick up?
yes, like I actually said earlier, ERP is generally believed to be expensive when it comes to implementing it. It is generally believed to be expensive. But I can as well tell you that being a Nigerian and having played in the technology sector for a while now, I can say that you can still have a very um, a very affordable ERP out there than that will satisfy all of these processes, that will capture all of these processes and support your business, to thrive. For instance, people always believe that ERP is is out of is out of their reach, that they can't deploy
Rich.
it. But the most important thing is one, don't look at the cost now. I'll give you this data. Like 88% of businesses that has adopted ERP, they have came back and said, okay, in the last 5 years, they have gotten return on their investment, especially when it comes to
Mm,
getting the financial health and all of that. So people tend to say, okay, this thing is expensive, this thing is expensive. You can still get a very cost-effective one in Nigeria. Yes, you can have a foreign ERP. Yeah, especially when you look at the dollar now. The economy is, everywhere is everything is not predictable. The dollar is even against the naira is not predictable. So in that kind of scenario, it is easy for you to conclude that ERP is expensive. But
mm.
when you're in Nigeria, you can still have a very cost-effective ERP and have all of these processes that you even have in the dollarized that you experience in dollarized ERP, that you have to
ERP.
go and buy dollar before you pay for it. So you will still get them. And it's to an extent very, very cheap when you look at the benefits and all of the processes, all of the modules you are going to enjoy there. The most important thing is for you to achieve your aim using an ERP. It is not all about the costs. People tend to
So it's not about the cost.
people
Uh,
tend
uh,
to
uh,
miss
uh,
this. People tend
and
to miss it, and
that
I have to make that clear, please. People tend to
okay,
miss it. This is because this one is expensive. I think it will serve me more
the
than that one that is
purpose.
quite cheap. No, you have to get your fact right when it comes to what you want to achieve with your ERP, and you can get a very good one that is cost effective and still achieve your aim, other than
Hmm.
you know,
Even
rather than spending
supporting
big.
it will rather promote our owner by saying the local
Absolutely,
content rather than
absolutely,
promoting what a foreigner is bringing to us.
absolutely.
Sincerely speaking, I've been talking to Bamidele Fatunde, and we've been talking on exploring the benefit of ERP implementation for modern business, and it's been a very insightful and very quality time. We have all our guests that are connected across the globe. I've cited Benson all the way from England. I've cited the Ibadan man from Abuja, from Gombe, from Bauchi, from Enugu, from Ebonyi. They are all connected, listening to Bab Midele on the topic of today. Let me proceed with this question. You've said a very wonderful thing about this ERP. So sweet, a lot to learn. Positive thing about it. I want to ask: are there challenges or risk associated with implementing ERP system, especially in Nigeria?
Yes, like I think I'll start by by going back to the costing and all that, I think that's one of the first problem that they're always scared to make decision as to adopting ERP, and people always tend to not know when they are supposed to go for an ERP. I think that's another one. For instance, you have a business that you are using, maybe just an app to manage the processes. You are just responding, or you are using a POS to just manage your cost of sales, your invoice and all of that. But a situation whereby you are not looking for a financial report, you have to use different Excel duplication of all of this and all of that, and you have to be thinking a lot and all of that. When your business is getting to that level, you need an ERP. And making that choice of ERP, like I said earlier, you need to understand what you want to achieve. You need to understand what you want to achieve with it. People tend not to understand. Even if it requires you to have your own processes, there are ERP built there, and it is also possible that you have some processes that are not aligned to your own business. You can request, hey, can I get this thing customized to suit my business? You get it done. So people tend to not understand what they want to achieve with it. Number three, I would say making a choice of who to work with in this business, in this journey of ERP, is also a very critical one. People are misguided. They are misled when it comes to it. Some people will even tell you that no, do on-prem, go on-prem. No, I won't support on-prem, because by the time the setback sets in, you tend to try to weather it. And a better ERP should be cloud-based, because what is very important to you is your data. Is your
Yeah.
data. That is why you're having ERP. ERP, that's what I failed to capitalize on when I was citing key things when you're looking at ERP. Is your data. Your data must be secured for life. In fact, data security is very key now when it comes to technology. People they sue you for it. And I think we understand what happened to Zuckerberg when it comes to the analytical case then. It is very important. Your data is very critical. You can sue the company of the ERP company when you lost any of your data. So it is critical that you take this. When you are using on-prem, what if you lost your data? So people face all these challenges. They don't know who to trust when it comes to adopting ERP. They don't, and I think knowledge gap too. When you have somebody, when you do things based on sentiments, oh, this person is my person, this person is my person. It's also important when it comes to business. You treat it like a business. When it comes to family or friendship, you treat it like you do your family. So and like the professional ethics, there is no family in business. The business goal, achieving the business goal, achieving the revenue is what matters. So it is important to get all of these facts right. When you're able to achieve all of this, the decision to make the right move will be minimal, and we have
Less risk. Yeah, and that's very beautiful from Bamidele on the topic, talking about the risk associated with ERP and the objectivity. I want to once again acknowledge all our viewers that are globally connected to the program today. I've been guesting Bamidele for today. I want to go on a very short break, at least to get some commercials. Let me pay some bills so that I can keep the business going. And I'll be right back, at least to conclude the show for today. Don't go anywhere. Please stay tuned.
As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a CIMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the CIMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study Exam. Start studying the CIMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's been an interesting time with Bamidele Fatunde on our show today. And as we gradually wind up the program for today, Bamidele, let me ask this question: that are there special skill sets that professional accountants require in order to boost the quality of their service delivery in ERP?
Yeah, I will just quickly say that what is very important when you want to when you are adopting or when it comes to ERP, it is very key to understand the the business first. It is very key to
Okay.
understand the business. It is very important to also understand the process, and that's the reason why when I talk earlier, ERP um, differs from one businesses from one technology partners to the other. And when it comes to adopting this, they all have resources. They all have resources that you are supposed to adopt and understand to ensure that you know all of this. And like I said earlier, you have to continue learning is a constant process,
A
and you
continuous
have to
things.
continue to keep learning. And all of these ARV, there are updates that are made to it. And when once these updates are made, you also have to be up to date on it and learn about it. Technology is dynamic, like I also said. It is important for you to stay alive to all this dynamism. When it comes to you now knowing ARB, it is not possible for you to understand all ARBs. It is not possible. You just have to have that knowledge of the ERP that suits your business, and you understand every nitty gritty, the in and out, especially for professionals, accountants like this. The whole business, the health of the business lies on the accountant. Everything that anybody is doing flows into accounts. Like I said earlier,
Mm,
whether you are the sales manager or you are the account or you are the HR who is raising the payroll of staff, everything you do, whether you are the even the marketing, it is also important that you ensure that everything that you do in as the accountant, you capture it as far as your accounting for the business is concerned.
it's
So
concerned.
learning the solution based on the one you are adopting is very important. And there are resources, and that's why I recommend our local businesses. If you support our local business can come and they will come to your location, give you live training, show you how it is used, show you how you can use it to achieve results. Unlike
Mm,
where
mm.
you have to be
When you
doing
have
video,
the
you have to
foreign one. Let
yeah,
me interject. Let me interject you there, Bamidele. Permit me to interject you, and let's quickly attend to this question in 1 minute. By Triple A, that is Mr. Doctor Abel, are saying all the way from Abuja, and he's asking you that do you advise SME to embrace ERP as strategy for enhancing performance? I'm sure you do that in a minute.
yes. I think I said it earlier from the beginning that ERP now is now being, in fact, the essence of ERP is for small business owner. The essence of ERP, I actually said ERP started as a result of enterprise. That's the reason why we have the word enterprise. Before we got to the 20s, when the Gartner group themselves, they now have to now make it to capture all of these processes that I've raised earlier, from purchase to finance to sales to HR to accounting and everything. They actually did that specifically because of small businesses who really need to grow, really need to. And for you as a small business, before you can grow, you have to have better insight into that business. So adopting it, it is very important to take note of few things. And I will say it again. I stated it earlier. First, first, whenever you know that your business is duplicating process, especially regarding your accounting, that it is difficult for you to get a better singular source of truth as to how your money is coming in, as to your expenses, as to your credit, as to loan and everything. There is one key thing in chart of account, like I said earlier. Chart of account allows you to see your assets, your equity, and so many other aspects. The moment it is difficult for you to account for all of this, it is high time you moved to ERP. It is high time you moved to ERP. So that is all I can say. You have to understand when it is ready, it is good for you to go. Another thing that I will also say when it comes to making that choice as a small business owner is when processes are not streamlined, when you have a lot, when you have to be, in fact, when it is difficult for you as a business owner to see what people are doing, it is more or less like you are losing money. So it is important to have, I made mention of one important thing that ERP should have. ERP should be accessible anywhere
The
and on the
cloud
go.
base.
You as a business owner, you should be able to write in your own when you are even trying to strategize for business, looking for partners, looking for how to grow the business. You should be able to have access to what somebody is doing that you have employed. It's not until you go and drive, it's not until you drive to that office before you know what is going on. You should be able to ask questions. Hey, this is the cost of sale for last week. You can go back as the owner of the business. You have access to everything that somebody is doing, and ERP should give you that access to everything everybody is doing there. Apart from somebody who is
In the
managing each project,
business.
you should have access. So the moment you can do it
So the
with on a click of a finger on your phone, you ask questions and all of that. So when you don't have access to what is happening in your business, every general overview of what is happening, then I think you need an ERP
it's
assessment.
inevitable that the business will collapse. And that's a beautiful way to draw the curtain of the program today. I sincerely want to appreciate you, Bamidele Fatude, for sharing your evening with us on ICAN on air. It's been a very insightful time, educative, and we've enjoyed your analysis of the topic of today. We hope when next week out, you'll definitely yield your time for us to do that. Before I round up, let me quickly take few announcements related to our institute. And first and foremost, like we all understand, that the time is ticking. We are already in the third month of the year 2023, and we expect that by now the subscription for the institute should be rolling in. We want to encourage our members that you go through the e-payment platform. I'm sure you know that your institute already have the ERP we're talking about to ease the business that we are doing. So visit any of the e-payment platform and pay your subscription. If you're an associate, don't forget it's 17,500, and to the fellow it is 32,500. We encourage you to please do that, knowing fully well that there are benefits attributable for you paying your subscription as early as possible. Also, let me share with you that the 21st conferment of fellowship ceremony is scheduled to hold on Saturday, the first day of the month of April, at a landmark center in Victoria Island. The portal, as we speak, is currently open for everyone to register, and all the steps are there for you to follow. The closing day for registration is March 17, and we encourage you to do all that is needful for you to attain the highest point of our profession, which is fellowship. And on the final note, we want to remind you of the 2023 annual dinner and award, which comes up on Saturday, May 6th at Lekki Expressway in Lagos. That is Montrank Event Center, Monarch Event Center at Lekki Expressway. For single is 20,000, for couple is 30,000, corporate table of 10 is for 300,000. We encourage you to be part of this show. And on this show, on the show for today, let me appreciate every one of us that have connected. For Benson, I will implore you that you visit the website. You have all the contact of people to reach there. All of you that have connected with us from the north, all the way from Benue, Kebbi, Abuja, to the eastern part of Bonyi, come to the west, Kwara, come to Oyo, Ibadan, Lagos. We appreciate sharing your evening with us, and we promise you that we'll always be there to give you an insightful topics that will educate you the more every Tuesday and every Thursday. If you miss any show, do try to visit our social media handle to have a do. A deep thank you to the 58th president of our great institute, and also to the editorial board. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for giving us this platform to educate our member. Until we come your way again on Thursday, I remain your host, Olusegun Okunade, FCA. Bye for now.